Chapter 36, Beads and Eyela. Godot wagged his tail and barked loudly. Woof! Then he telepathed. Should I continue? Yes, yelled everyone. Can I come tunnelling too? Asked Jax. Sure, said Solo. Toll gave Jax a high five. Noticing her popcorn bracelet, he said, Hey, you ever going to eat that thing? No way, said Jax. It's a memento from my first training adventure ever. Oh, I don't have a memento, said Toll. You could bottle your next poo, said Jax with a grin. What? Asked Solo. Long story, said Jax, and Halo started it. Chocolate poo, said Toll with a groan. I don't think so. Jax laughed out loud. Oh, go on. Have one of the pieces of my bracelet, she said, trying to tear one of the popcorn beads from the elastic band on her wrist. As she did, there was a tiny, terrified shriek from the piece of purple popcorn. Whoa! Exclaimed Jax. I think it's alive. Just a minute, said Toll excitedly. I'll get Dad's microviewer. When he placed the viewer over Jax's wrist, they could both see that one of the pieces of popcorn was not popcorn at all. It was a miniature person dressed in a popcorn-like costume. Jax carefully pulled the bracelet from her wrist, wondering if this was still part of her training and feeling very glad that she hadn't yet eaten any of the popcorn. Both Toll and Jax started worrying about the food they'd eaten in Los Candeles. What if any of our food in there was made of miniature people? Said Jax. Should we go back and find out? Asked Toll. Oh, I don't think so, said Jax, but I wish Halo was here. Well, he's not, whispered Solo. Perhaps we should ask the guy in the popcorn suit, said Toll. Our voices must sound like thunder, whispered Jax, but I suppose we could try. Hello, little guy, whispered Toll. Can you tell us where you're from? Solo, Jax and Toll stared at the little man. Do you live inside the book? Asked Jax, holding the microviewer over her bracelet. The little man shook his head. He was shouting up at them in an incredibly tiny voice. They listened carefully, but the little man's voice was so small that they couldn't hear his words properly. Jax suddenly had an idea. She tore a strip of paper from a pad sitting on the kitchen table. She rolled it into a tiny megaphone. Try this, she whispered. Great idea, called the little man. Can you hear me now? Yes, said Jax loudly, and then apologised for forgetting to whisper. Where are we? Asked the little man. We've left Los Candeles, said Toll. We're in Innisfree, said Solo. We live here, but Toll can take you back to Los Candeles if you like. No, shouted the little man. I come from Innisfree. Really? Whispered Toll. How did you get so small? I was kidnapped, said the little man, by someone called Overlord Thieve. Overlord Thieve! Exclaimed Toll, and then apologised again. You're safe with us, whispered Jax. We know something of the thieves. They have evil plans. We won't let them anywhere near you. Toll looked anxious. Put the bracelet back on, he said. It will be safest with you. Otherwise someone might sit on it. Jax agreed, mouthing, or eat it. Solo nodded. Come on, he said. We've got to see Petrol and we've got to get to Petrol and the others. Okay, sorry, I've changed that a little bit, so I'm just going to read you the new way that I've written it. Overlord Thieve, exclaimed Toll, and then apologised again. You're safe with us, whispered Jax. We know something of the thieves. They have evil plans. We won't let them anywhere near you. My throat is hurting, called the little man through his megaphone. Toll looked anxious. Have a rest, said Toll. We've got to go out, but we'll take you with us. Otherwise, someone might sit on the bracelet or eat it.